a session on what they don't teach in business school about entrepreneurship. Having taught entrepreneurship at the Stanford Business School for something like 13 years, I can tell you there's a lot. Some of it we know we don't teach, and some of it we probably should teach if we knew a little more about the subject. So I think it's a very pertinent subject today. So Mike, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you did. Now, just remember, I've got a little bio here. Okay. So if you don't include things, I can include it. And if you do include things that aren't on here, I may question you on.
Okay, it's like the Senate Investigation Committee.
Exactly. Except you're not sitting out there.
But I do get lights flashing at me.
Oh, that's true.
So I've been the CEO and co-founder of 4 startups. I was very lucky with the first 3. The first one was, I started with $500 of myself, and each of my 2 partners put in $500. So we had $1,500. We started it in my second year of business school at the Stanford of the East Coast in Boston.
You're very kind.
We never raised venture capital. It started as a company called Dial-A-Fish. It was when you could order groceries from home. It was insane. It was before the internet and everything. We eventually sold it for, we had to change direction because that was not going to work, into a computer telephony tool. We sold it for $13 million a few years later, which was tiny for Silicon Valley standards, but a fair New England return on the $1,500 investment. The second company was Direct Hit, which was an internet search engine. Nobody ever heard of Direct Hit, but we were providing search results to Microsoft, AOL, Lycos. We're kind of a behind-the-scenes provider. And it was the right time. We grew to a market value of $500 million 500 days after we launched it, and we sold it in January of 2000. And then the third company was Xfire, which is an instant messenger for PC video gamers. It spread virally. We got to about 3 million users 2 years after launching, and we sold it for $100 million to MTV, and now there's 15 million users using it. And I'm now working on my 4th one, which I could end up being, I want to be 4-0, but I could be 3-1 because we haven't sort of found the formula for success on Ruba. Ruba is a travel site, so that's sort of my background.
And when did you graduate from Harvard?
Oh, a long time ago.
You have to get into numbers.
Well, well, the reason why is it's sort of interesting to know the timing of your first venture, right? Because that was, you say, prior to the internet.
Yes.
But so you were actually a leader in that. Others came after you, also didn't do very well, right?
So I would.
You may have been the biggest winner in that whole space of ordering food from home.
If we'd started a different time.
Well, you sold it for $13 million.
Yeah.
Most of the other companies I know lost money, right?
So win by default. Sure. So I decided I was going to stop aging at age 31. So I graduated Harvard from 1991. So I must have graduated around age 11. So
11.
You can figure out from.
Good. All right. Thank you. Nazila.
So I'm Nazila Alasti, and I started life as an engineer. I'm Iranian originally, and in my country, if you're a good student, you either become a doctor or an engineer. So that was the choice, and I was scared of blood, so off I went into engineering school. But it was actually a really great background, I thought, for Silicon Valley. I didn't know I would end up here, but I did. And I was thankful for my parents for having pushed me into engineering. Fast forward 5 years of working at a technology company, Advanced Micro Devices. I became a project designer, project lead, went to a business school, and learned that people can actually make money selling pencils, and that it doesn't have to be semiconductors. That was my big learning from business school. Entrepreneurial activities at the time were not as hot as they are now.
When did you graduate?
I graduated in 88.
88?
So I also stopped aging at 30, a few years earlier than you. Yeah. And I have to say that my experience at business school was really eye-opening, broadening, but I wouldn't say that I was focused on necessarily becoming an entrepreneur. It seemed very risky at the time. However, after I got out and experienced the venture capital world for a couple of years and then went on to work at Apple, which I consider really my formative years at Apple, and worked on a big failure of a project called Newton, which was the original handheld device. I came to understand that I really needed more freedom in my life and that the corporate structure wasn't providing that. And I was stupid enough or naive enough to say that I could do things on my own. So I started a long line of all sorts of startups, failures as well as successes, and ended up now running Juners, which is my first from PowerPoint to funding to product startup, where I am CEO, founder, and growing that business. So that's a little bit about me.
Necila's is also the mother of 2 daughters,
Yes, I am.
and someone who is passionate about trying to help those of you who are thinking about entrepreneurship learn more about it. So that's why she's here today.
Yeah, let me add to that, Chuck.
Sure.
Thank you for bringing it up. I also want to talk to the women in the group, if you're interested afterwards, about why I believe entrepreneurship is actually a very valid choice and compatible with being a mother. So anyone who's interested in discussing that, I'm open to doing that. The world will tell you, no, it's 24/7, etc. Unless you burn the midnight oil, you won't be successful. I happen to have a different story. So if anyone is interested, I'm happy to share that.
Great.